AK-47s. He passed a rifle to Wolf's eager hands. Wolf slung the strap over his chest and reached for another. Warm and familiar, the weapon's weight wrapped around his shoulders. Elation coursed through his veins, igniting every cell. His skin was on fire. Now this is what pure joy feels like. Falcon hooked a grenade launcher beneath the barrel of his AK-47. A beam of light glided over his face, illuminating a soft smile. All right, masks on. It's time. Wolf's heart thrashed in his eardrums, muffling Falcon's voice. The silky fabric conformed to his face. Behind it, a concealed part of him roared to life. By tomorrow, the world would fear the mask's crimson color. He jammed the magazine into the rifle and pulled back on the charging handle. The round clicked into the chamber. His finger hovered over the trigger. Slight pressure. Release. Now the world will finally have to see me, he thought. And this time, they won't forget. Chapter 2. Flynn. Blood rose to the surface of Flynn's skin. Beaded droplets paved a sluggish ruby trail down her arms. Shattered glass covered her like powdered sugar, but she was oblivious to any pain. Another explosion reverberated down the main hallway connecting the row of box seats, shocking her ragged breathing into silence. A seismic quake trembled the concrete beneath her. I'm going to die, she thought. Strange. I never saw it happening this way. Terrified to move, she lifted her gaze to the monster before her. No sweet memories scrolled through her mind. No familiar faces flashed before her. Disembodied shrieks floated in and out of her consciousness. The man staring down at her held some sort of rifle to her forehead. She'd expected a terrorist's eyes to be shadowed and dark, windows into an empty shell. Instead, they were a bright, unsettling green. Familiar almost. Her scalp prickled as he studied her with strange intensity. What are you waiting for? She wanted to scream. Kill me now. Get it over with. Tears streamed down her cheeks, not from sadness, but from the acrid smoke engulfing them. Digging deep into herself, she tried to channel terror into strength. How ironic that her most life-defining moment would occur only seconds before she died. She'd spent years waiting for her life to change. All she'd wanted was to transform into something new. As she focused on the gun's narrow mouth, her shock subsided. Begging for her life was pointless. No one could reason with a monster. Goodbye, she whispered. Not to the man, but to the world. Pain ripped through her skull. Everything went black. Chapter 3. Wolf. Although Wolf was now 27, well past his teenage years, he sometimes cringed when he thought back on them. Not for the reasons many probably had while reflecting on awkward adolescences, but because of how weak he'd been, how passive he'd been, despite his anger. Throughout his childhood, he'd lived with the resounding echo of all the reasons he would never be good enough. But when Reds saved him right before his 18th birthday, everything changed. Ironically enough, Wolf had been living in a reform center at the time. Funny how life could be shit for so long, and then change course in a day. It was an afternoon like any other, until one of the center's volunteers found him heading to his housing ward after school. Wringing her hands, the middle-aged woman had difficulty meeting his gaze. Her watery eyes skirted around his face when she told him he had a visitor in the guest lounge. Yeah, fucking right. You've got the wrong person, Wolf sneered.